Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do a sort of launch video really of my hearts collection. So these are some papers that I've got on my Etsy site. So they are, oh gosh, I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling there's something like an 18-page download. There are a lot of pages basically. So you get 3 background pages. The background pages are kind of like a bonus page really. Obviously the collection is, you know, I'm calling it my hearts download. So these are obviously not hearts, so hence I'm saying that they're bonus pages, but they complement the hearts very nicely. So that's your background pages that you get, just 3 of those. And then you get a massive selection of different heart downloads. Now, when I say massive selection, it really is a huge, you know, huge amount of different hearts. And you get some large ones. So I'm just trying to kind of like separate them out into the larger ones. So you just get some large ones. You get some pretty tiny baby ones, just kind of like tagged onto the page with the large hearts. And then you get a lot of pages with, I don't know, maybe medium-sized hearts, perhaps you'd call these. And you also get a page with very slightly smaller than this of identical hearts, if you see what I mean. So, for instance, these ones, you get these in this turquoise. You also get these, which obviously complement the lace papers really nicely. And then you get some in green and in blue, which also, again, obviously complement the lace pages really nicely. And then you get these actually in a different size. So you get this page, whoops, this browner page, and this page, all in like 2 sizes. Now, they're pretty similar, you know, but they are kind of different sizes. So those are the, you know, the coloured hearts. And then you get lots of these, which are themed with kind of, oh, what do you call those? Like the French advertisements types logos on them. So you've got some with florals and some without. So I'm just going to very quickly kind of go over the florally ones. So you've got these, which actually maybe these are the same. Oh, yeah, I've obviously done a muck up of my printing again. So, yeah, you've got a couple of sheets for those. Then you've got these ones with, again, obviously the French logos, plus you've got a couple of the green ones. And then you've got some baby hearts again on there. And then you get a whole bunch, because I know not everybody likes, you know, the bright colours like I do. So, sorry. Well, that's a repeat of that. So, sorry about this. I always seem to have massive problems when I'm printing things. Yeah, seem to kind of always end up printing multiple things of the same printouts, which is very, very annoying, it has to be said. So yeah, let's get the ones out that are the same. And then you've got lots of these in a much more pale colour. So like I say, I've tried to kind of, you know, bear in mind that not everybody is such a fan of the bright colours as I am. So lots of slightly more neutral tones with things like, you know, the toilet, shaving, laundry soaps, advertisements and things like that. And you've also got there a little building as well. So they are super nice, although it's another repeat actually, and that one's not even printed properly. So, but yeah, they're really, really nice download, aren't they? So I thought let's come along and have a bit of a play around with these. So I'm going to play around, I think, first of all with some of the large ones. And then if we've got time, we might do something with some of the smaller hearts as well. So I'm just going to cut out a couple of these to start with. So what I might do is take this one here in this, you know, really nice shade of dark sort of purple damask. Oh my goodness, my cutting skills have seen better days. And then I'm going to take this one. So yeah, they're quite similar, obviously, but they're almost like a reverse of each other. So this one obviously being in a ivory type colour with the plummy purpley colour as the text, whereas the other one obviously is the plummy purpley colour with the ivory text. So just going to take those like that. Now I have printed all of these on 120 GSM. So, and I know I do say all these things all the time, but the reason why I repeat myself is because obviously not everybody is watching my videos, you know, all the time. And so some people may have only just come across my videos, or maybe just you know, watch every now and then. And then obviously I do get lots of people emailing saying, oh, what printer do you, what paper do you use? So I like to try and mention it whenever we're talking printing. And that way, hopefully, if you've not seen me talk about it, you will obviously see me talk about it in the video. So, you know, not seen me talk about it before, I mean, then you will see me talk about it today. So it's not on copy paper. Obviously, you could do these on copy paper. I just thought these would be nice on the slightly thicker paper. Again, you could actually print these on much thicker paper, which would then be fun and, you know, do some other things. But I just wanted to print these on this paper first to just do this particular project. So, right, we have got those hearts there. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to coffee dye them, I think, on the reverse. Now, this is where I find that I've got no coffee. Hold on, behind my desk. Right, hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't have any coffee when I looked. It had all kind of dried up. So, yes, I have now coffee dyed these. So, basically, what I've got are 2 hearts, which are, you know, similar sizes, obviously, depending on my cutting. So, what I'm thinking is you could put these together in the middles and stitch down the centre. And then what you'd have is a little opening heart like that. So I hope that kind of made sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now quickly take it to the sewing machine. Oops, to the sewing machine. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stitch straight down the middle. Now, probably doesn't really matter which side I do it. Obviously, one is going to be the purple side, one is going to be the ivory side. But yeah, I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to just stitch down the middle and then I will come back. So hold on a moment. Okay, so I'm back from the sewing machine. So I've got the stitching straight down the middle. Let me just trim this up. Now, I've gone obviously a little bit skew-if and things like that, but I mean, it really doesn't matter, to be honest. And then what you can do is you can fold your, but they're not petals, but they remind me of petals. Fold them over like that. So it would glue onto your page at the bottom. And then you've got these, obviously, for your writing space. So when it's in the actual journal, they would obviously be, you know, flat down, either side. And then, obviously, you'd open them up and you'd journal in there. So I just thought they're really quite fun little pockets. And to be honest, they don't really need any decoration whatsoever. I mean, if you wanted to, you could obviously decorate them up. I mean, maybe something subtle. I'm thinking maybe like a butterfly or something like that. I mean, I say subtle. Look at this butterfly. It's pretty bright. Let me see if I've got any others that are not quite as bright. So let's do, let's see. I've got these. Okay. And these are smaller, which might be better. I've also got these little rosebuds, actually. So I might just take 1 or 2 of those. So let me just cut those out. So this is from my Perfect Pockets. I think it's set 4, but I could be wrong. So we'll just do that. Okay. And I just thought this was a really fun and different way to use hearts. I know that, you know, a few weeks back I did the heart tower, which I had seen on Pam at the Paper Outpost. I'd seen on her channel and I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, I think I said in that video, I don't very often use hearts. They're one of those kinds of shapes that I just don't really, for some reason, associate with vintage style. I know that sounds a bit strange, but, you know, to me, they feel a bit more modern. I don't know why that would be, because presumably hearts have been associated with kind of romance and things like throughout time. But yeah, I don't know. And I don't even know if that's accurate. So let me know. Do you know the history of hearts? I don't know. But yeah, for some reason, I just don't really associate them with vintage. But this way, I think they do look quite vintage. And, you know, I definitely think they would go very nicely in our vintage journals. So, you know, you could literally have them with a couple of hearts, just, you know, even surrounding them like that. And then have it sort of like this. Now again, another kind of addition that you could do, and these are just suggestions, you know, for how to kind of decorate your hearts up, but you could, whoops, she says, let me just try and get some. You could add some twine around to decorate your heart further. So you could add twine for keeping your journal, not your journal, but you know, your pocket closed. So if we just do that like that. Ooh, dear, hold on. Okay, so if you just, I mean, obviously that twine is not glued on there, so that's why I'm having problems with this. But I mean, if you wanted to, you know, glue that down on the back of there, like that, that would be a sort of closing mechanism for it. And then you'd obviously untie your twine. So let's just do that. So let's just glue this down on the back. Okay, so probably about that height, I think. So I'll just pop some wet glue down there. Oh dear. Okay, and then turn that over. Now obviously that glue's not dry, you know, it's far from dry. But that, then you've got your little tie-up closure attached to there, which I think is rather nice. And then, you know, you could still have your rosebuds. I mean, actually you could have your rosebud there, which almost like secures the twine as well. So let's do that. So I'm just being really lazy here and using the hot glue. Hot glue, definitely overkill at this point. You know, do not need to have hot glue to glue that on. But I just thought that I would use it whilst it was there. And then this one, I don't really want to have there because it feels a little bit strange. Although now I've put it there, actually it looks okay. Well, perhaps I will have it there. I mean, at first I thought, a bit rubbish because it's kind of parallel with the other one. But to be honest, now I've put it there, it looks really pretty. So we just have that like that. And then again, obviously you've got that opening space there for your journaling. And to be honest, that twine is not very obtrusive at all. You know, you wouldn't really kind of notice that. It's not lumpy or anything when you're journaling. But super, super cute, isn't it? And then obviously, you know, you just tie this up to hold that closed like that across there. How gorgeous is that? It's so pretty, isn't it? And, you know, super, super, super simple. And then, you know, you could then pop a little butterfly or something like that. So I just take this one. So these are just from my bright butterflies. Again, not necessarily even saying this is the right colour, but these are just some that I happen to have floating on the desk. So I just use this one. I think I may have printed these two to a page. It's hard to remember, to be honest, because they've obviously been floating about on the desk for some time. There we go. Okay. Like that. And then just ink that up just to disguise my shoddy cutting. So these butterflies, these have been printed on 230 GSM paper, as have the, you know, these rosebuds. So although the hearts are not particularly on strong paper, the little bits that I'm sticking on, they are on, you know, stronger paper. So again, you could have this here. You could have it on one of the inside pages that are going to be your journaling pages. In there might be quite sweet. Or obviously on this side. So I mean, like I say, I'm not necessarily saying this is the right colour butterfly, but this just happens to be what I've got to hand. So just pop that one down there. How gorgeous is that? It looks so pretty, doesn't it? And then just tie that one back up. I absolutely love how that looks. It's so, so, so cute. And then obviously when you were gluing this in, I have to be a bit careful because my coffee dye is not quite dry. So this is obviously a bit flimsy. But when you were gluing this in then to your journal, you could just glue it like that. and you'd have a little pocket, or you could just glue it here and here, which would obviously give your pocket a bit more room to go down, because then it would be more like a belly band. So just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? So that's idea number one. Let's take a couple of the smaller hearts. So let's have a look and see. Oops, that's that same page. See what ones we want to use. So I'm thinking maybe this blue one here. I'll just take that one. And then mix it with maybe this one here. Actually, maybe even with this one here as well. So let's have a look. That one, and should we try this one? Let's just see what they're going to look like. Okay. So let's just quickly cut these ones out. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Now hopefully we're going to have a sort of, you know, cascading colour type effect. So, because we've picked, you know, the creamy, has got some sort of blue tinges in there, but yeah, ultimately it is quite creamy colour. Okay. Like that. Okie doke. And then this one. Okay. Now for these ones, what I thought was, oops, oh gosh, I've made a horrible, horrible job of cutting this one out. These are a little bit like circles for me. They're not very forgiving, obviously, when you shoddily cut these out. Right, okay, so for these ones, I'm kind of thinking we could put them like this. Well, I was thinking like that, but actually maybe we'd have to do them more like that. Oops. Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know now. Or maybe we have to do them more like this, or more like, no, that's the same, isn't it? I'm mucking this up a little bit. I mean, to be honest, you could even have four, like a 4-leaf clover. That looks quite pretty. Or we could have them like this, or even have them on a string. So, you know, when people say like hearts on a string, maybe that would be better. So let me just get some twine. Right, now this is brown, or I've got grey. Which do we think would be better? I think the brown, actually. Yeah, let's use the brown. So I'm going to just ink these up. I'm not going to bother coffee dyeing these because these would be down on the page. So I don't think I need to coffee dye these. Okay, that one. That one. And this one. Oops. Rubbish inking, rubbish cutting going on here. So, oh, excuse my inking, excuse my cutting. So, yeah, I'm thinking like this. Little hearts on a string. Like that. And then this string going down the middle. Now, again, up to you, really, whether you had your string under or over. I'm going to put mine over. You know, my heart's over, not the string. So, oops, one there, like that. Okay, and then this one like that. Okay, and then this one like that. So they're almost, oh, sorry about that horrible noise. That was my ring on the desk. They're almost a bit like a balloon. You know, when the balloons have the, what do you call it? The string, you know, the string kind of like flowing from them. So, oh my goodness, my awful gluing now. It's now gluing. Gluing, cutting, and everything else. Right, so gluing, cutting, and inking. That's the one. Right, let me just wipe this glue off before I end up with these stuck everywhere else. So that's our hearts there. And then let's just decorate these up with a couple of things on them. So I've got a little flower there. Should we have the little flower? Okay. So, whoops. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, we've got the flower. Now, do we want a little pearly centre for that? I think so. Okay. Ooh, dear. Having another one of those fingers and thumbs days. Honestly, the amount of times that I have to say that, it's unbelievable. But anyway. Right, now I was wondering whether we could have some of these little flowers, which might look really pretty. But to be honest, I don't think it really goes with that subtle look of that flower there. So I'm not going to do that. But what we could do is definitely have a bow on there. And I'm thinking the bow, obviously on the top one. Oops. Yeah, I think the bow probably on the top. So like that. Oh my goodness, how cute does that look? Whoops. Like that. Oh gosh, sorry, I've got hot glue threads stuck everywhere. Now, these are going to be, I'm sure, way too big, these pearls, but if I had some little tiny ones, I'm thinking could just edge some pearls kind of going up the edge. Yeah, they look massive, don't they? So that's not quite right. Let me just have a look at this. My Varimontes that I love using. So we could possibly have, oops, possibly have this running up like that. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, hold on. Oops. Okay. So yeah, like that. How gorgeous does that look? So, and they would just then go just literally on the edge of a page. I mean, how beautiful do they look? And to be honest, if you wanted to then decorate them up even more, you could probably even put them down on top of some lace. So I've got some lace here. Now, I'm not saying that this is the right lace, but, oops. Oh gosh. They're fiddly. These are fiddly. Just trying to demonstrate, if you wanted to make, you know, more of this, so as it was a bit more of a, you know, robust and, you know, bigger decorative piece, you could just glue those onto that lace. I mean, actually, I absolutely love how they look. I mean, to be honest, the string is actually a bit lost in there. She's not really even noticing it. That being said, we're not noticing it because we've got, you know, the lace is never ending, if you see what I mean. Where if we pop down the hearts and then we trim the lace, oh my goodness, this is where I'm going to struggle to actually put this down, but I'm not sure whether I've used this before. I might have to pierce the end of this. Sorry about this. Okay. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay, so yeah, what I'm thinking then is once the lace is cut at the bottom, it will be much more evident that these are hearts on a string, because obviously the string will be hanging beneath the heart with the, you know, the beneath the lace. Oh gosh, this is really tricky to stick these down. There we go. Right, so one, I'm going to do this with the wipes so I don't get it all over my fingers and just be like super messy then. Right, I don't know why it's bothering me today. It doesn't normally, but okay, so that's our little hearts. And then I'm just going to cut this down here. Like that. Oh, come on. Like that. Now, admittedly, in hindsight, I probably would have cut the lace first so I could get a bit more of a jaggedy edge, but I think it works okay, to be honest. How gorgeous do they look? Oh, they look so pretty, don't they? And of course, you know, now they're much more robust than obviously being just the hearts on the string. These could now be used as, you know, a belly band or anything, really. I mean, they could be used on a cover. Aren't they just gorgeous? Absolutely love them. So, yeah, I mean, they're just a couple of different ways to use hearts because, you know, I definitely do struggle to use hearts in journals, and I just thought these were really pretty. And the other thing that I did have, you know, an idea for was I thought these would be absolutely gorgeous printed onto fabric. And then, of course, you could make the puffed hearts. And I have done a tutorial before making puffed hearts, and I thought these would be absolutely perfect for them. So, yeah, could definitely kind of use things like that. You could also obviously layer these hearts up. So that's, you know, that's more looks again. You know, you've got quite a good variety, I think, of shapes. Not shapes, because obviously they're all hearts, but of sizes. So I think you could get pretty good, not unlimited, but pretty good multitude of different looks. So if I just take this one, just cut this down, and like I say, all of these have been printed on 120 GSM. So I mean, I've not even mucked about printing these on different papers or anything like that. If you obviously started bringing in different paper types, you know, vellum and things like that, you'd have a whole bunch of different looks again. So I mean, that, for instance, how gorgeous does that look on there? I don't want to do that on there because that's, you know, that's a particular look, if that makes sense. But if I took another one, so, you know, a plain one without flowers and things on it, just check. Yeah, if I took this one, for example. Okay. Oh dear. Honestly, what is going on with my cutting? It is just shocking, isn't it? Shockingly bad. Shockingly bad cutting. Right. So I'm thinking that one, and then could layer that up with this. Whoops. And, you know, I mean, again, you could even bunch those as like little hearts on a string, or, you know, you could put foam dots. I mean, if you printed these on thicker paper, you could then layer them up almost like a decoupaged item. And that would give a different look again. So I really do think there's a lot of different kind of things that you could do with these. And, you know, each look is going to be quite unique and give you a whole bunch of different, you know, different styles and different themes for your hearts. I'm just having a look around to see if I had any red flowers. No, I don't. So, yeah, typical, I don't. But, yeah, if you kind of printed this on thicker paper, you could obviously layer this up with more of an impact. Let me try it with my hot glue. Obviously, this is not really ideal because it's on thinnish paper, but if I really put that on thick, and then just press it down very lightly so it's got a bit of a raised effect like that. And then you could have that just as a little kind of tuck spot just at the bottom of the page. Again, you could put some pearls or something like that going up this. Again, I wish I had smaller pearls because they're ginormous on there and don't look right at all. But if you did, you could put some little pearls along there. Got a little red bow, maybe a red bow because we've got the red flower. You know, something like that. Or even to the side. How gorgeous does that look? So, you know, you could really do a lot of different things with these. You could have streamers hanging out at the bottom. You know, all sorts of different things, I think. And like I say, with the different sizes of the hearts that you've got, I think there should be, you know, quite a few different possibilities that you'd have with these. So, yeah, I really hope that you like them. Now, the download, like I say, it's, I think, something like 15 or 18 pages. It does include those background pages. So if I just kind of show you, for example, how this would look if this were a journal page and you'd have that on the page. Oh my goodness, how striking does that look together? Or on there with the green. Oh, yummy. Or even on the turquoise. I mean, absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? And yeah, they come in JPEG format and PDF format. So both of the formats are on the digital download. So yeah, I really hope that you like them. I think there's lots and lots of different possibilities for them, and you know, a whole bunch of different projects that you could do with them. And yeah, hopefully hours and hours of fun playing with all the different hearts. I mean, definitely I think you could have a lot of fun making all sorts of different things with them. So yeah, I really hope that you like them. Hope you like the background pages that come with them as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.